the House of Representatives in Florida has passed a bill to strip away the zoning and sort of self-governance that is allowed to exist for Disney that has existed since 1969. I talked about this a little bit yesterday. The House and the Senate in Florida have both passed it. And I gave you guys an example because I'm kind of fascinated by the rise of Disney World in general and the fact that Walt Disney could go in disguise basically all over Central Florida and buy up as much land as possible to allow Disney World to exist. And Orlando was not a very big area at the time, and he's buying up all this different land. And the Florida legislature essentially gave Disney control over the way that they zoned and managed all of that acreage, all of that land. And when Disney decided to get involved and falsely label what happened in Florida, the Don't Say Gay bill, Ron DeSantis looked at the political landscape and he said, what are they going to do? Move Disney World? They can't do that. Disney World is here now forever. So Disney needs Florida more than Florida needs Disney. I think that's true. And so Ron DeSantis said, why should we allow Disney to continue to have preferential treatment compared to other businesses here? Let's put them under the same regulatory structure as most other businesses exist under in the state of Florida. So they have taken away the special protections that were granted to Disney, the Reedy division, back in 1969. So people out there are like, oh, this is cancel culture. How dare you? No, this is holding Disney to the same standards that all other corporations are being held to in Florida. Why should Disney, if they are going to go full woke Disney, expect that they are not going to have to live by the same corporate charters and standards as everybody else? If you're going to come after the state of Florida's bills and label them falsely things that they are not, then we're going to, at a minimum, that's what Ron DeSantis is saying, hold you accountable for the choices that you are making. And this is how you win, honestly. I've been talking about this for a while, and I think it's instructive in the world of sports. I still believe that sports should bring us all together, okay? My general position, however, is if you keep punching me in the face, eventually I have to throw a punch back at you, right? If you keep walking up and landing a punch right in my face, sooner or later, if I keep letting you punch me, then you're going to recognize that I am a walkover. And that's effectively what has happened with woke culture. The woke culture demands actions. And people who are anti-woke just say, hey, can't we just stay in the middle? Can't we just keep everything even? And every time we get punched in the face. And sooner or later, you have to throw a punch back to keep things normal. And to me, that's what Ron DeSantis is doing. And that's what Republicans have to learn how to do. And this, to me, is the legacy, ultimately. Everybody wants to talk about what is Donald Trump's legacy right now in the Republican Party. I think Donald Trump's legacy is he'll throw a punch back. And he's not going to be afraid about what the mainstream media says about him. You know, the old school Republican Party was Mitt Romney, country club Republican. I'm worried what you're going to say about me. Oh, no, the New York Times said something mean. The Washington Post said something mean. CNN, MSNBC. What are we going to do about that? That was the Mitt Romney curl up in the fetal position and beg for forgiveness. He doesn't ever win anything. I think the legacy of Donald Trump is going to be that lots of Republican politicians are now willing to throw punches back. And I actually think that's how you beat woke culture. You beat woke culture by letting these businesses know you don't get a free pass by being enthralled and under the auspices of woke culture. You have Disney. I don't think Disney ever thought when they entered into the calculus of how to respond to this bill, which they never should have responded to publicly. I think Bob Chapek, the CEO, was right. They never should have said anything publicly because most people don't care. But I don't think Disney in their calculus, their lobbyists, anyone ever told them, hey, if you do this, then you may lose your special status in the state of Florida. I think they were used to old school Republicans who would back down and wouldn't expect any kind of consequence for behavior like this. And Ron DeSantis isn't that school of Republican. And I think ultimately the validation here, or the referendum, is going to come in November. The referendum is going to come in November, and I think Ron DeSantis is going to win the governorship of Florida by 6, 7, 8 points, which is going to be a landslide in a state that he only won by 30,000 votes in 2018. I don't think Florida is going to be particularly close. I really don't. And people are going to look at those results and they're going to say, wow, this guy got things done and made the state of Florida better. And I think other governors are going to follow his lead because they're learning what I already learned. A lot of people say, hey, Clay, how come there's nobody else really like you in media? Get that question. Most sports fans aren't woke. I've said this analogy for a while. You got a knife fight for the 25% of woke sports fans. ESPN's out there fighting, knife fighting to be the wokest they can be. Even the woke ESPN talent slicing and dicing other woke people on a day-to-day basis to see who can be the wokest. And I'm serving the other 80%. So how's that possible? It's because I walked through the fire already. Most people won't walk through the fire and say what they actually believe. You don't have to agree with anything I say, but know this. I never look over my shoulder and think, I wonder if there's people behind me who are following my lead. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I'm going to tell you every single day exactly what I think about a huge variety of topics. And you can agree with me or you can disagree with me. I don't care. It doesn't impact my life in any way, whether you agree or disagree. What I care about every day is being able to get out of bed and say exactly what I think. Because that is the ultimate privilege in America today because so few people can do it. It's why I founded Outkick. It's what I'll continue to do for the rest of my career.